guys, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. So we're going to do your week ahead reading. We are looking at your general life during the week, your love life and also your career. Sit back, relax and enjoy your reading. Oh, hi there guys, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. So we're going to do your week ahead reading this week. I just wanted to show you the cards that we're using this week. We are using the Radiant Wise mini deck, miniature tarot, and we're going to just look at your general message for the week through those. For the work reading, we're using the Cosmic Cycles Tarot by Martina Razzo and Miriam E.G. A beautiful deck. If you haven't checked out a review of this deck, well, you probably don't need to check it out now. Well, actually, maybe you do, because obviously not all of the cards are going to be shown on this. We're only picking 5 cards from this deck to have a look at message for careers. So if you want to check out the actual review of this deck, guys, you can. It's on the channel, okay, so where you get to see all of the deck, what every single card looks like. We are also going to use, for the love reading section of the reading, guys, the Modern Love Tarot by Ethany. She actually is a YouTuber, this lady. Fantastic tarot creator and also oracle deck creator as well. I'm in love with this deck. This is specifically for love readings. I haven't done a review on this particular deck yet, but yeah, the one will be coming up soon. But I just couldn't wait to use this for the love readings this week. So we're going to use this for the love readings, and also we're going to use, for your spiritual advice for the week, we're going to use the Angel Wisdom Tarot by Radley Valentine. Hi Capricorn, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. We're going to do your week ahead reading. This is January 25th through to the Sunday, which is going to be the 31st of January. Where's the time gone, man? Things going so fast. Yeah, we're going to do a week ahead. We're looking at your general message for the week. We're looking at your work message for the week. And we're also looking at your love message for the week. So let's make a start. Okay, Capricorn, we've got the cards down. Let's have a look at what the general message is for the week. Now, it's funny because that tried chucking itself out before. But because I hadn't finished shuffling, I thought, no, I don't want it. It just sort of fell in my head. I thought, no, I'm not taking that. I often just take from the top. It's just the way that I work. So, I mean, the message could be about an individual, King of Swords. He could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, male or female. The King of Swords can also represent somebody legal, or this could be somebody who's professional. It could be somebody in authority, but it could also be somebody who has a great deal of power and dominion over others, somebody who's quite bossy, somebody who takes charge, that type of thing. King of Swords energy showing there. Oh, right. I am seeing, Capricorn, a little bit of a battle here, a little bit of conflict of words, I think, because when you get swords facing off against each other, what I realise when I see these combinations is it usually deals with the idea of conflict and combat and arguments. So, we've got a king here and then we've got this knight here. So I am seeing some challenges. I don't know whether they're your challenges or somebody else's, but I am seeing an argument or some combative energy or some sort of conflict arising with these two cards. Oh, there's another individual. There's a lot. I mean, I don't know. You'll know who these people are if this resonates with you. But when you get many court cards, it means that many people are involved in a situation. And I am getting 2 people here kind of going at each other. I mean, to me, it looks like I've got kind of like a, little cub here. And King of Swords is kind of slapping the Knight of Swords down. He's not even reacting in a way. If you look at the King of Swords, he's got his sword here. This is the one that's going for him here, but this is not there's no reaction from the King of Swords. He's just kind of playing it cool. But nevertheless, I am seeing some form of a conflict here. But then we've got this kind of coolness of the King of Cups, who's weathering the storm and who's kind of just taking everything in his stride. 3 people here. The Hermit. Okay, so it's an interesting one. So with the Hermit energy, it's all about going inside. I think really the King of Cups may not be a person. It almost makes me feel that the message is to remain calm and to go inward. with the Hermit energy, because the King of Cups is to remain calm. And if you think about it, I think the message this week, it may not necessarily, I mean, these could be people, yeah, but I also feel that, to be honest with you, I think that the message is that some of you guys may be dealing with an argument this week. You may be dealing with some conflict this week. But I think that the message is, with this King of Cups energy, just to keep your emotions under control, because the King of Cups is emotionally controlled. Can you see how he sits on the water? He's not moving. This is almost like the card that indicates the need to stand one's ground. And what's so funny with having and actually you've got two kings in the reading. So when you get two kings in a reading, can often indicate combat. It may also be that you've got some really important people around you, but there are challenges perhaps concerning these important people. When you get kings in a reading, or multiple kings, they can indicate people who have great authority. And you do have a couple of kings in the reading. This could be a meeting, or it could be being guided, or you've got people around you who have a great deal of power, who have the power of influence. So this can indicate influential people around you, and it may be that there are influential people around you here, or you've got people who hold great power, for example. But I just feel with the Knight of Swords, there's some form of a challenge happening here, there's some form of conflict happening here. And I just feel if I were to kind of just really go in on the reading and just jumble the cards up like 10 times fold, it feels to me like there may be people who hold great power and great influence around you this week. And it may be that there are some arguments that may take place, or some sort of conflict that might take place here, Capricorn. But I do feel with that King of Cups in the reading as well, it's kind of saying, well, stay calm. Because as I've said, he's calm, he's not moving. The water is kind of he's just sitting on the rocky water. So stay calm and go inward with the Hermit energy, because the Hermit is all about going inward and seeking inner knowledge and seeking inner light. And the Strength card, there you go. What more can we say about strength? Strength is all about self-control. There is a need to go inward and to remain controlled. There's a sense of needing to be self-controlled because the Strength card, the lion, is the ego. And if you look at these cards here, especially the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords facing off against one another, this is combat. This is argument between these two energies here. And if you think about it as well, when you've got the two influential, now I know that Capricorn, we don't have any earth energy here. And it's simply because, and I think that the reason why we don't have any earth energy in this particular spread here, Capricorn, is because the energy is not particularly grounded. And really, in a way, with swords, the energy is never grounded, because people, even though swords are meant to be very mental, the swords in a way are actually very emotional, because with swords and wands, people are really just going with what they feel. So they're not grounding themselves. They're not saying, hold up a minute, let me just take a step back and really look at what the situation is. People are just going with their passion. So if somebody's really angry about something, they're really angry about it, and they're going to verbalize it, which I think is what this Knight of Swords is doing. It almost feels like somebody's verbalising something here, and the Knight of Swords is just saying, shut up. Sorry, and the King of Swords is just saying, shut up. Because he's not really reacting, he's just holding the sword up. He's like, come, he's ready for battle. But you have one higher energy here, which is the King of Swords, and one lower energy, which is the Knight. So it just feels like somebody's pushing somebody's buttons here. And I've got with the two kings that it may be that because it's masculine energy, and we've got two very masculine energy cards showing here, at times it can be slightly combative. It can be, just as women are competitive with one another, men can be very competitive in trying to show each other who's boss or who's the alpha male, that type of thing. So we've got this very alpha male energy here. But I think that when you come up against this, whether you're male or female, because you've got kind of two egos perhaps maybe not in the same room, if you're on Zoom, if it's work and you're on a Zoom call, or if it's a family situation, you may be in the same room. But I do get two very egocentric energies here, even though the King of Cups is not as, I'd be more inclined to say it was really egocentric if we had a wands in there. Swords and wands, whew, you don't want to mess about with that combination. It's the worst one you can get. Swords and wands, not good, not good. That's when we've got a real fight on our hands. But I do feel there's some, and I actually feel that the King of Cups actually is not a part of it, because the King of Cups is a part of the tribe of the Hermit and the Strength card. He's not a part of the tribe of the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords, because both cards represent people who are opinionated. And what I'm also getting here are the words that say there's a clash of opinion here. There's a clash of opinion, because with two kings in the reading, both energies are sure that they are right, because they're kings and they're knowledgeable. Okay, and they're in places of authority. And I think that what it's saying here is that if there is, this week, there could be a clash of opinions between you and another because you both know your stuff, because you both believe in whatever you believe in here, Capricorn. But I think that the advice for the week is hold your stuff. You know, with this King of Cups energy, hold your emotions. The Strength and the King of Cups are the same thing. They talk about self-control. The Strength card is anger, and so can the King of Cups be. If he allows that water to wash over him, that's anger is an emotion. So, and with the Hermit, it's all about withdrawing and going inward. So I just feel that if you come up against a clash of opinion, if you come up against argumentative energy, if you come up against somebody who's trying to push your buttons, Capricorn, this week, I think with the King of Cups energy, you need to kind of just sit on those emotions. All right, hold, you know, allow yourself to hold, to allow yourself to be to control that anger with the Strength energy. Remain self-control and go inward with the Hermit card. It's really essential, because it may be that this night you could be the king. Actually, why not? It could be that somebody is pushing your buttons because they want a reaction. Well, the best thing to do with the King of Cups, the Hermit, and the Strength, neither one of these cards here is ever going to show you a reaction. They're far too controlled for that. So I think if somebody wants a reaction, or if somebody's trying to push your buttons, if you do have some form of conflicts here, the best thing to do is to hold your own and show no reaction this week. That is the best thing that you can ever do. What's the point? We don't have any fire, but somebody is trying to get you to be fire. Well, actually, fire is Strength, but the fire is being held back, which is the Lion. That is the very best thing that you can do. Somebody wants a reaction from you, probably. What is going on in career? Right, so the Knight of Cups can represent an offer when that shows up in a work reading, an opportunity. Maybe there is a new creative endeavour here. This can also be following your heart. Let's have a look at the next one. The Hierophant. So, you know, I just get you guys being called to do something here. It's not judgment, though. But the Hierophant is... The Hierophant is actually about structure, but it's, if you look at this version of the Hierophant, this is about counsel and prayer. It's not about structure. This card isn't depicted to be a structure here for me. It's about somebody who is praying, somebody who is asking for guidance. I get here that there is a need to ask for some guidance here. Let's have a look at the next one. Yeah, I mean, the Page of Coins is all to do with a new job. Like when you get this card, it can either be studying or you're doing something like an apprenticeship job. This is about learning. The Hierophant and the Page of Coins could actually be going back to college or going back to university. So some of you guys may be looking to follow your heart, actually, with that Knight of Cups. Perhaps there's a desire to go back and study with the Hierophant and the Page of Pentacles energy showing there. Let's have a look at the next one. Yeah, you've got a lot of choices to make here. There's a lot of things to consider. I do think that some of you guys really do have this desire. And actually, Knight of Cups isn't just following your heart. It's about desire as well. I do see that some of you guys have this real desire to go back and study for a particular subject. But I think that with the Seven of Cups, you really have to look at what your options are. You have to make those choices very carefully. Yeah, you know, you've got the Ace of Wands energy. I just feel that you have to choose very carefully in terms of before you with the Ace of Wands energy, because the Ace of Wands is about starting or creating something new, or starting to create something new, or starting something afresh, or starting afresh. You know, new opportunities, starting afresh. That's the Ace of Wands. Starting a new path with the Ace of Wands energy showing here. I would say with the work reading, some of you guys this week, Capricorn, are really, there's a real desire here, and that desire is to follow your passion. Okay, now the Ace of Wands is the passion card as well. So if we're really out of sync, we could say, well, this week for Capricorn, there'll be a real desire to follow your passion with the Ace of Wands. Now that passion would probably to go back to college or university and study something here, but I think that you need to consider your choices wisely. I think that you really need to look at things wisely, because you can see on this particular deck, she's looking at her choices very wisely. She's not rushing in. She's trying to kind of just take a step back, look at what her, you know, what her options are. Okay, so yeah, there's a real passion and desire to, you know, there's a real desire to follow your heart, follow your passion. It's definitely got something to do with study, because you've got the Hierophant and Page of Coins together. But choose wisely. Okay, consider your options wisely, I would say, this week. Finally, for love, Capricorn, the Ten of Cups, which is an emotionally fulfilling relationship, okay, between you and another. With the Ten of Cups, it can also be family, marriage, that type of thing. Oh, I see you, the King of Swords again. I see emotional fulfillment with this individual here, this King of Swords. So you might be feeling emotionally loved up or emotionally fulfilled, content this week with a King of Swords. It might be that you've got an air sign in your life here, guys. King of Swords showing here. Let's have a look at the next one. However, I do feel that there are pressures here. A lot of pressures with the Ten of Wands energy showing there. You know, I'm going to say that I feel that there are a lot of pressures here with this Ten of Wands to try and fulfill certain things. Because the world isn't just about ending of cycles or to complete certain things. The world is about completion. So it may be that even though there's a sense of feeling really good with your partner, with your husband, with your wife, whoever it might be, I do get the sense here, Capricorn, that some of you guys, however, are under a lot of pressure to try and complete certain things. And that could be within work. Now, if you look at this Ten of Wands, look at what the lady's trying to do. She's not only trying to look at what her itinerary is for the day, or look at what her to-do list is. She's also got her laptop open. It looks like she's in a bakery or something. She's got WTF behind her. We know what that means. She's got all sorts of manner of things going on. She's under a lot of pressure to complete something here with the world energy showing there. Now you've got a King of Coins here as well. I think to complete some, I'm not going to read this as another person here, because I don't think that there's two people around you from what I can see in the cards. It doesn't feel like it's a, weighing up two lovers or anything like that. I think that there is a great deal of happiness here in a relationship with this individual, but I do feel that some of you guys this week or going into next week may be under a lot of pressure with the Ten of Wands to complete with that world energy, work-related things, projects, with the, to complete certain projects to bring them to fulfillment. The King of Pentacles also represents projects in work that are brought to fulfillment. So, I'm just going to ask the universe, well, what's the message then? We know that there's pressure for some of you guys, even though you're in a relationship, to complete certain things. And I don't think the pressure is to do this. I think the pressure is to do this. So even though you're feeling happy, you may be feeling like, I feel really good about my relationship, but at the same time, I'm feeling really pressured to try and complete work and, work projects and things like that. So we're going to ask, what should Capricorn do in this situation then? What should Capricorn, in two cards? We're going to use, guys, the Radiant Weight Tarot as our clarifiers mini deck. So what is it that what should Capricorn do then? If they're feeling under pressure to complete certain projects here, it's definitely work. What should they do? What should they do in two cards? They should do justice. So perhaps you should need to make a decision with the justice energy showing there. Three of Swords. Well, you know what I get? I just get you need to make a decision perhaps to cut certain things out. The Three of Swords is to separate and to disband and to disconnect. So perhaps there is a need to disconnect with the Three of Swords energy showing there. A decision with justice to disconnect with the Three of Swords. Okay. Perhaps just to disconnect the two, or to cut them up, perhaps, because the Three of Swords is to split. So maybe there is a need to make a decision to split your time with the Three of Swords energy showing here. Okay, to split your time. The Three of Swords is to split. It's to cut into three pieces. Remember, we can read the tarot in all sorts of ways. This is to separate, it's to split, it's to cut up, it's to disband, it's to defragment, that type of thing. I think in a way what the reading's trying to say, Capricorn, is some of you guys feel under pressure not just to fulfill certain work responsibilities, because the King of Coins is responsible. So to fulfill your responsibilities in terms of work, I would say, because this is work. So and I definitely feel that that's it. There's pressure here. You're feeling happy within your relationship. There's a lot of contentment with an individual here, but whether it's male or female, but there is a great deal of pressure to fulfill your responsibilities here in work. And the universe is saying, well, what should you do about it then? Because I think that there's a sense of feeling guilty here as well. You feel happy in the relationship, but it's almost like you just want to be able just to relax with the partner and the children or whatever the case may be, Capricorn, but you can't, because every time you go and sit down to relax, you've got a phone call, or you've got to finish this, or you've got to finish that. And the universe is saying, I think that you need to make a decision here with the Justice energy, just to defragment certain areas, so just to split certain things up, I would say. So if we were to say to perhaps split certain things up, then really it's just to what's the word that I'm looking for? It's simply to oh, there's a word here. I can't think of what the word is, if I'm being honest. But if you're making a decision, I think with Justice, to split certain things up. Remember the Three of Swords. And actually, as well, the Three of Swords can be opening up the heart. So maybe there is a need to be honest as well. Three of Swords can be honesty. Because if your Three of Swords is opening up of the heart, then you're opening up your unveiling thing. And actually, I actually think I'm going to go along with that. I think that's the best thing I could say. I think there is a decision to open up, because I think that the pressure that you put on yourself here, Capricorn, to fulfill the responsibilities that you hold in terms of work is putting a bit of a guilt trip on you, because you want to give your time over to the family and to the partner, but you've got all of these responsibilities. And perhaps in order to alleviate that guilt, perhaps there is a need for you to and also, justice isn't just decision, it's about rectification. So what can you do? Well, maybe justice is to rectify the matter. You need to open up your heart. You need to be honest. So I'm going to go with that. That makes more sense to me, actually. I think for you, you need to make a decision. You need to be able to rectify the decision by opening up your heart. And opening up your heart with the Three of Swords is about being honest. So I think there's a need to be honest with whoever that person is there, Capricorn, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, let's have a quick rendition of what's going on again. Let's have a quick recap, and then we're going to have a look at your spiritual advice for the week, Cappies. So firstly, I think in the spiritual advice, not spiritual advice, but the message, the general message this week is really just saying that, yeah, there could be some conflict. There's a conflict of ideas, a conflict of opinions here. And because we've got the two kings, there are egos in the room here, I think, between you and another. It's very kind of strong masculine energy going on here. There's very much a butting of heads. It's not like the bitchiness that females do. This is like, no, I'm right. So there's a very kind of masculine alpha male energy, whether you're male or female, to prove whoever is right or whoever is wrong. And there's a sense of kind of just, you know, these conflicting, this combat, this kind of, this kind of challenging energy because of the ideas that you hold, which are very different from one another, but each of you basically believes in whatever you believe in. I think with the King of Cups, the Hermit, and the Strength, it's telling you to hold back with that Strength card, to control yourself, to sit on those emotions there, and to withdraw and just to go inward with the Hermit. In other words, don't react to this. It's not worth it. Don't react to it. There are other ways that you can give opinion across. For work, some of you guys are really desire to live your passion, you know, whether that's being in doing something creative, perhaps with the Ace of Wands, a new path in terms of career with the Ace of Wands here. I think that if it's to do with going back to college, to going back to studying with the Hierophant and the Page of Coins energy, then there's a need for you with this Seven of Cups energy just to look at what the options are concerning doing that. And finally, in terms of love, some of you guys have a great relationship, I believe, with a partner here, and with the family in general. But there's a real sense of guilt with this Ten of Wands, because Ten of Wands is carrying burdens, but it's also a sense of carrying a lot of guilt as well. So there's a sense of carrying burdens, but there's also a lot of guilt for Cappies as well, because you've also, as well as wanting to just kind of take it easy with the partner and show how much you love them, there's a sense of needing to fulfill the responsibilities that you have in work. And I think instead of Capricorn allowing that energy to eat away at you, I think it's really, really important that with the Justice energy, that you rectify this matter before it's too late by just being honest with the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is not just about heartbreak and pain, it's about opening up the heart as well. All right, just show exactly what's going on inside, because I think that this person will be very understanding if you can't do certain things, whether, you know, this is just a boyfriend or a partner or, you know, a marriage, you know, a husband or a wife, it doesn't matter. This person, I believe, will be far more understanding if you are honest with what's going on with you. Okay, let's have a quick look at what the spiritual advice is for the week. Transformation, lovely. I think is this the Death card? I think, is it, or is it Judgment? It might be Judgment. I think it's Judgment, isn't it? Yeah. I'm no good at reading these Roman numerals. A significant life experience. I think it's Death. It's either no, it might be Judgment actually. A significant life experience that requires changes to be made. Powerful and often unexpected revelations. I think it's judgment. Yes, it is. Breaking free of procrastination and releasing old belief systems. Okay, so, or is it the Tower? I'm just not sure which one it is. I'm so sorry, guys. It looks to me like it might be judgment on account of the angel. I can't read Roman numerals. I'm absolutely rubbish at it. But because transformation shows up in so many cards like death, the Tower, judgment, for example. But it is a significant life experience, which is what judgment is. So this week, there could be a significant life experience that requires changes to be made, powerful and often unexpected revelations, breaking free of procrastination and releasing old belief systems. It's those two cards at the end that can actually be the Tower. But it's interesting. Anyway, this is the week of transformation for some of you guys, okay? A week of transformation. So yeah, adhere to that. Okay. That is your reading, my darlings. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. If you'd like your own private reading, click on the link in the comment section below. And yeah, have a great week and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.